Yes, so there are so many careers in the IT field, but let's talk about one of the most important and the first steps you need to take in IT. That is computer hardware or A+. Computer hardware is the studies that relates to the management and operations of basic computer components. Okay, it's generally about how components in a computer system communicate and how they relate to each other, how they function to make a whole computer operational as one. It is one of the first steps you take in the computer engineering world. That is, if you want to take the path of professional certification, A plus or hardware is one of the first and most important requirements. Now, this builds you and gives you a general knowledge of how PCs, personal computers, operate. In the computing world, take note that there are different types of computers. At the bottom of the list are the microcomputers, which is usually the laptops and the mobile phones and what have you. Before you step into the computing world, you need to understand the basic devices and how they work. For instance, there are other machines out there called servers. Before you start thinking of managing a server, you should know how to manage a PC, that is a personal computer. So it's very important to take A plus or hardware as your first step into the IT engineering world. Now, the program itself is offered by a lot of institutions. The duration varies, but in reality, it takes not less than 3 months to a year to complete the program. The certification can be local or international. The international certification is A+. There are a lot of institutions out there that offer these certificates. One of the most outstanding is CompTIA, well noted internationally. So when you take this program, afterwards, you will be trained to manage computer components, especially hardware-related components. What are some of the jobs that come with computer hardware? After taking the program, you can be a hardware technician, you can be an IT support personnel, basically level 1 or tier 1. You can also start up your own business. You can also go into dealership where you'll be selling components of what computers. Before you start thinking of getting into the IT engineering world, it's very important you take this particular program. That is what will initiate you into the field to understand how the components of a computer work together, how to troubleshoot and find problems, how to fix problems when they arise. Sometimes I do see people who say, I want to go into networking, I want to go into cybersecurity, I want to become a systems administrator, this and this and that. The first thing is to start with hardware. Before you begin that journey, before you learn how to herd cattle, you must understand how one cow operates. The same thing applies. Before you start thinking of working in a networking environment, you should understand how the computers in the network or how individual devices operate. This is what makes hardware very important. And you must be a very good hardware technician from the beginning to understand how the field works. Thank you very much for making